What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Patreon video, and today we're going to be talking about effective journaling in your trading. So, this is what I have at the moment. It is a trading journal. It is called TradeZilla. This is more on the expensive side. It's $50 a month. Um, if you want to take trading seriously, because trading is more than just a hobby. It's more than just something that you're doing on the side. Trading is a full-on business, and as any business, there needs to be logistics. There needs to be data. There needs to be on the back end something there. There has to be something on the back end, collecting data, and it's collected through a trading journal. So these are just some notes here, that I have here. Yeah, these are some notes here that I have that I'm gonna go over, and how I approach my trading journal at the end of the trading day. So we're gonna go through some of these notes, but the first one we're gonna go through here today is January 11th here, where we had a profit of $2,000 during this day. And how I structure my trading trading journal is through a checklist, because you have to understand it's more than the outcome of win or loss. The it's the execution. Did you follow your plan? Did you follow your model? Like I said, this year my goal is to have my checklist 3 out of 4%, which is a good trading day, or 4 out of 4%, hopefully every single day, like throughout this entire year. It's sticking to that process, sticking to that model every single day, and remaining disciplined and resilient in my trading every single day. So that's the goal for the year. And that should be you guys' goal as well, is to not allow a loss to strict you away from your trading plan, not allow a losing week or a losing streak, 2 weeks of losing, 3 weeks of losing, to stray you away from your trading plan in your model. Because once you have the core foundation, once you have the your model set, and your strategy, and what you can trust and understand, it's all about just repetition from that point and repeating it every single day. So some key things that I'm aiming for every single day is, did I follow my plan, my rules, and my puzzles? We'll talk about puzzles later, but did I follow my plan? Before every trading day, we have a trading plan, and you should always have a trading plan. What are you expecting coming into the market today? You're not just gonna come into a market 5 minutes or 10 minutes before the market opens. You have to come to a market prepared, mentally, mentally prepared. Don't come to the market sick. Don't come to the market when you're feeling slouchy and lazy, or you feel impatient. You just feel like you gotta take something. Come to a market prepared, have a plan, have a written plan, have a detailed plan of what you want to expect from the marketplace, and follow that plan. There are a lot of traders that have a mental plan. So before coming into markets, they'll meditate, or they'll look over their rules. This is something that I'm starting to implement. Before every trading day, I'm looking over my rules, and I'm looking over my setup. So wins that I've taken in the past, I'll look over my wins, and I'll build that confidence. Okay, this trade won, that trade won. Before getting to the trading day, I'm building that repetition. I'm building that recognition of that pattern, of that win that I've taken before. I'm looking over my rules, because sometimes when we're trading, we're so focused on trading that we sometimes forget our rules. And this happened to me, a lot of times, where one of my rule is, I won't take, a fair value gap trade after we swept a liquidity pool, because there's a likelihood that that fair value gap might not hold. And there's sometimes where I'll forget I'll even have that rule, and I'll lose. And then it's not until after till I seen, okay, so I have that as a rule. You know, I forgot that. So looking over my rules before the trading day starts and looking over, my winning trades, building that pattern recognition, seeing that, confidence before the market opens, that's how I'm preparing myself mentally, as well as technically, I'm creating a plan. I'm doing my top-down analysis. I'm finding my bias. I'm posting the pre-market plannings. This is what I'm anticipating for the day. This is what I'm looking at. I'm doing that every single day. So did I follow my plan, my rules, and did I come to a market prepared? Is essentially what the first checklist should be. Second is I only traded within my model. So there are times where we could deviate from our model. Um, Essentially, when we lose control of ourselves, we take a loss, and we're like, "How did we take a loss?" And next thing you know, we're chasing price action, or we're in FOMO, or let's say we're hesitating the next trade, or we just taking trades that's, just doesn't make sense. You see price going higher, you just chase it, think it's gonna continue to go higher. That's straying away from your model. That's not what you want to do. That's where you enter no man's land. That's where you go from trading to gambling. Yeah, that's when you go from trading to gambling. So sticking to your model. What is your model? How do you trade? And sticking to that specifically. So did I only take trades within my model? Have that as a checklist. And be honest with yourself. Check yourself. If you took 3 trades that day and one of those trades was, a trade that was not within your model, you just felt like price was going to go higher and you took a long, that's not within your model, you can't check that off. Even though you might have won that trade, anticipating price going higher, it wasn't within your plan. Like you can stray away from your rules and still win, but in the long run, it'll catch up to you. So it's better that we follow a rule-based setup and stick to that every single day and build those good habits, because you can still win with bad habits, but bad habits in the long run will just mess you up entirely. So stick to those good habits. If you miss out on opportunities because of it, just allow it. Just allow it. Just, be content with missing out. Be content with missing out, knowing in the long run you will be better. You know, in the long run you will be better. Traders trying to trade every single day, trying to catch every single move, they're not gonna be where you're gonna be. And that's period. And following your model and trading within that rule-based setup, rule-based execution, and following that, you're gonna miss setups, you're gonna miss opportunities, but you're following your plan, and in the long run, you will win. How was my execution? This is important. Were you hesitating that day? Were you chasing that day? How did you, h- you know, how was your execution? Did you get in as price entered that fair value gap? Did you get in as you saw the rejection on the, order block, like whatever you trade, did you follow that rule-based idea? Did you get in or did you hesitate? Did you have analysis paralysis where it's like, um, I don't know if this is gonna work out. Oh, this might work out. I don't know. We have liquidity up here. I don't know. Like, you're overthinking of it, and next thing you know, price leaves without you. So, sometimes you just have to understand that you have to trust yourself, and you just have to take it. There's many times where I've, taken trades and, I've lost within, 2 seconds of being in the trade, and then, and then I'll just, and then there'll be times where I'll take a trade and it'll be right. So not necessarily it's not necessarily me, but it's just the probabilities of trading. You know what I mean? And if I allowed the losing trade to affect me the next time that I got into the next trade, then I would not have gotten that win. So it's coming to every new trade with a fresh mind and not allowing the prior trade to affect you, because you can take a loss that prior trade, and in the next trade it can cause you to hesitate, and you can't let that happen. You have to just take that trade. Like, you just have to take it every single time. And just systematically following a rule-based approach and trading like this, you're gonna go through periods where you're gonna have high wins. You're gonna go on crazy win streaks, and when a lot of the times you're gonna go on losing streaks. You're gonna have winning days, you're gonna have losing days, winning trades, losing trades, but following this systematic approach, being, you know, being very, I'd say, stoic in your trading, not allowing yourself to stray off course, not allowing yourself to hesitate, not allowing yourself to chase price action, following that plan, in the long run, you will succeed. And last but not least is following your trade management rules. Um, there are times where you'll get into a trade and price is coming up into your stop loss, and then you'll take the trade off, and then price never hits your stop loss and it goes into your TP. That's deviating from your trade management plan. If you have a stop loss set, you'd want to respect it. I mean, your stop loss's job, you know, like, you pay your stop loss to do its job, essentially. Like, you pay your stop loss to do its job. Your stop loss is to protect you. Your stop loss is to, tell you if you're wrong. If you get stopped out, then that's it doing its job and telling you, hey, like, you're wrong. Either find a re-entry at a better position or walk away for the day. That's it. And then that's literally it. So you have to let your stop loss do its job, and don't allow price action coming up against you, and don't allow it, um because price will test you. Like, I've had times where the price came, a couple ticks, a couple pipettes from my stop loss and never take me out, and then go straight to my target. So, like, it'll test you to the extreme at times, and it's just like, you just have to just let it let it do its job. Don't allow fear to remove you from the trade idea. Don't allow fear to affect you and cause you to take a good trade off early because of it. And some trade management rules can be like greed. If you have a initial target set, don't try to move your TP away to try and get more on the move. Be content with what you put. If that's a 2 to 1 R, if that's a 2.5 R, or even a 3R, if price offers it, you have to be content with it and stop moving your take profit and trying to squeeze more out of it. Because sometimes price will only give you a 1 to 1 R that day, or a 2 to 1 R that day, or a 3 to 1 R that day. You're not going to catch big range moves every single day. So, you know, being content and not trying to be greedy, you know, too many times have I been in a trade and I've been up thousands of dollars, and then I try to squeeze a little extra $100, and then it completely reverse on me. And now I'm down a couple $100 from being up thousands. And it's like, was that extra hundred, couple hundred worth it? I mean, these are the questions you have to ask yourself. And that's deviating from your trade management rules. That's not being content. You have to be content. And these are the four things that you want to look for every single day in trading. And these are the four things that you want to check off. Um, you want to try and get at least, like, and in the beginning, you'll have a couple 4 out of 4s, a couple 3 out of 4s, but probably a lot more 2 out of 4s. And if you're really struggling, you'll have a couple 1 out of 4s, which is just you probably went on tilt that day, you just you just went really bad. And then down here is 0 out of 4. It's just not even here, but a 0 out of 4 would be like you just went off the rails, like you just went crazy. You probably blew your account that day. Yeah, so that would be a 0 out of 4. So you never want to get to a 0 out of 4. You want to remain in that 3 out of 4. The 3 out of 4 is good, but this is where we should be aiming at every single day, is at 4 out of 4. That's what we should be aiming at. A 2 out of 4 is just be better, you know, see where you can improve, see where you can do better, whether that be, following your plan more, whether that be train within your model more, better execution, better risk management and trade management, like better, whatever you are struggling at, see where it is and how you can be better. And then, so these are my checklists that I look for every single day, and I try to remain in that 4 out of 4 to 3 out of 4 every single day. So this is what I try to aim at every single day. Just being very disciplined, coming to the market, prepared, ready, ready to trade, ready to really, treat this like a business and ready to focus up. No, I'm never coming into a trade, under duress or emotional. I want to come to the markets ready, come to the markets patient, and, just overall with a calm mind. And then next we have, what did I do right today? I think too many times we look at what we did wrong and forget about what we did right. Like, what did we do right today? I followed all my plans and all my rules. I did right that day. Only traded when the opportunity was right, did not get annoyed when missed an opportunity, understand that there will be more, and set limit orders for my setups, which I was seeing in price action at that time. Okay, great, great, more so amazing executions and good way to put your limit orders at those levels. So this was execution, good execution. I put limit orders at my levels. I waited for price to come to me at my limit orders, and at where I put them, price came to me. And, I was patient. I waited for price to come to me. It eventually did. And yeah, great execution. I followed all my risk management rules, going in with one contract and eventually scaling in when I was confident. Really amazing. Good way to use limit orders for my take profits and eyeing price action and being ready to take the trade off if it were not to hit my full target. So, not getting greedy, not trying to squeeze more than I could chew, but, being content with my targeting. What did I do wrong today? Nothing. Like, I'll have good days where I did everything right and I did nothing wrong, and I'll have bad days where I'll do everything right and I did nothing wrong. In terms of bad days, I mean losing days where I'll lose, where I'll take a loss that day, but I did everything right. Like, as weird as that sounds, like, how can you lose but do everything right? I mean, like, that sounds weird because in most businesses, it's like if you take a loss, you did something wrong and you have to be better. But in trading, it's if you take a loss, you don't necessarily have to have done anything wrong. It could have just not been your day that day, and that's okay. I mean, the market could have just been different that day. So, you know, no, in this day in particular, I didn't do anything wrong. I did what I was supposed to, and I followed my rules. And last but not least, how have you made progress today and continue to make progress each and every single day? You want to give a brief summary. What did you do right today? Like, what did you do right today? Learn from what you did right and repeat it every single day. What did you do right today? And sometimes, what did you do wrong today? And how could you have done better that day? And repeat it. You know what I mean? So continue to do exactly what you did. How you traded, continue to trade like that forever. Today was one of those days where it highlights what it means to be a trader. The patience, the execution, I mean all of it. Really good day, good freaking day. And this was the execution. No, I caught, yeah, I basically caught the top here and I eventually scaled in. So this is why my entry is down here. So I scaled in after catching the top here and price came down into my full target. Really, really good day. Really good day. Think I caught 20 points that day. Really nice. And yeah, this will be a red day. So did I follow my plan? Did I follow my model, my execution, my trade management rules? I had a great day. I took a $800 loss that day, but I had a great day. I lost money, but I had a great day. It sounds weird because no, in business and most entrepreneurial space, it's like if you lose money, then you did something wrong. But in trading, it's like you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong, my friend. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just how the game is. And you just have to just be like, okay. You just have to be okay with that. You can't let losses affect you. Because there's going to be a trade tomorrow, there's going to be a trade next week, there's going to be a trade next month, a trade next year. If you did everything that you were supposed to in your checklist and you're continuing to follow your checklist, why care about a loss today? Like, why care about it? It doesn't matter. I followed all my rules, all my plans, everything was good. Only took a trade when my model was there and high quality setup was there. Good execution, used the limit order, no chasing, no hesitation, was patient, followed my trade management rules, and was patient. How have you made progress and continue to make progress each day? I did everything good, followed all my rules and plans. Overall, everything was good. Good idea, good trade idea, good targeting and execution. Held on to my trade and was not fearful, nor was I greedy. Overall, really good trade day. Nothing I can say to change here. Maybe in the future when seeing that 11 a.m. pattern, maybe put stops back at break even. Give yourself some tips. Like, okay, even though I had a great day today, maybe in the future, when I see this pattern, I could move differently. I could maybe do this differently. Give yourself some tips on how you could, move things differently and how you could adjust, because the market repeats, patterns repeat. If you're able to learn from a loss and you know that same pattern is going to repeat in the future, why not, keep in mind that tip? So this was a good tip here. Maybe in the future when seeing that 11 a.m. pattern, which is a 11 a.m. reversal here where we see price come lower. We came back up into this order block here, which we had our sell limit here, stop loss up here, came back up into that order block, drop lower, but then we've seen price action give support at this order block level and start to push higher during the 11 a.m. Going into lunch and PM session. So overall a reversal pattern. Whatever the AM session did. So as you can see, the AM session was moving lower this morning. you know, Sometimes during 11, 12 o'clock going into the PM session, we can see a reversal happen. So when we're seeing signatures of a reversal happening going into lunch, we could put our stops back at break even or even take our trade off for a 1-to-1 just in case that reversal happens. So that is a tip that I learned from this day that I have used and it has saved me. So like even though I took a loss this day, I learned something from it that has made me back money. Like, even though I lost $800, the learning opportunity that I learned from it made me back money. So that's important. Just one of those days. Just gotta come back tomorrow and bounce back, and that's it. That's it. I did everything I was supposed to. I did everything right. It was just one of those days. I just gotta come back tomorrow and bounce back. And at the end of it, have a screenshot of your trades. Have a screenshot of all your trades. If you took two trades that day, have two screenshots. Let me see if I have two screenshots. Uh, yeah, right here I have two screenshots. So I took this trade, which I took out for break even after it reversed on me, and then I have this short. So if you took one trade, have one screenshot. If you have two trades, have two screenshots or three screenshots, and save them. If you can't afford TradeZilla, um, what's the next best thing? A notebook or a journal, like a physical journal. If you can't afford a trading journal like TradeZilla for $50 a month, you can have a physical journal that you can record this stuff on. A lot of traders start off on a physical journal. Like, this is no different from a physical journal. It's just it on TradeZilla, it's in a template, compared to a physical journal where you have to write it out every single day. But that's the sacrifice you make. You not being able to, pay the $50 a month for TradeZilla to do it for you. The sacrifice that you have to make is you have to, put it on a pen and paper and do that, labor every single time. So, um, even a notebook. I have a notebook right here. Um, this sticky note. So if you guys don't have TradeZilla or have a trading journal in particular, what you guys can do here is know how was trading. No, and 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4. I mean, like, what happened today? Did you follow your plan, rules, and puzzles? Only trade when your model was presented. So, I'm gonna do this with you guys. So, how was your train day? Followed your rules, plans, and puzzles. Let's put this right here. Only trade when your model was presented. Execution was on par. And followed your trade management rules. So these are the 4 questions that you ask yourself after every single trading day. Did you do this right? Did you do this right? Did you do this right? And did you do this right? And based on your answer, you should get either a 1 out of 4, a 2 out of 4, a 3 out of 4, or a 4 out of 4. You want to stay between the 3 out of 4 and the 4 out of 4. Sometimes you'll lose your balance and maybe go into the 2 out of 4, but you never want to try and get into that 1 out of 4, because that 1 out of 4 is where you kind of lose yourself and go through tilt. And when you do go through that 1 out of 4, it's best to take a break. One to, depending how bad it is, if you like blow your account, then you gotta take like a week break at least a week break. But if you just, lost money and you just lost yourself, at least take the next day or the next couple days off to, refresh and come back. But you typically want to stay between that 3 and 4 out of 4 range. So these are the 4 questions that you ask yourself. Next is, what did you do right today? What did you do right today? And you talk about it. Um, I had a good day. I did what I was supposed to do and did not hesitate. Like, give a summary. Like what did you do right today? What did you do good today that in the future is gonna prepare you forwards, that's gonna continue to push you forward and continue to do that. And the next thing is What did you do wrong today? What did you do wrong today? Um, no, I could have been a little less greedy, you know. I wanted more from price and it reversed on me, you know. I could have been a little less greedy. I have to be content with my profits and lock in, you know. Unless I lock in profits, it does not mean anything. No, and this is a, really good summary on greed. I could have been less greedy. I wanted more from price. I wanted to, get more money out of my trade, and it reversed on me, and I ended up losing money. Going into the future, I have to be content and lock in profits, and remember that unless I lock in profits and unless I take something off the table, it does not mean anything. It literally does not mean anything. So locking in profits and taking profits off the table is important. So that's what I did wrong today and how I could have done better. And last but not least is, how have you made progress today? How have you made progress today? I learned that, you know, locking in profits is important, and going forward, I will be more content with my profits and not trying to make more, understanding that it's a long-term game, not a home run everyday game. And that's facts. I learned that locking in profits is important, and going forward, I'll be more content with taking my profits and not trying to get more than I can chew, understanding that it's a long-term game, not a home run every single day game. The person trying to hit home run profits every single day will not be profitable compared to the person that's just aiming for 8 to 10 points every single day. 8 to 10 points, that's it. The person trying to get the most out of his trades every single day will not beat the person that's just aiming for 8 to 10 points, being content with that every single day. The market could have dropped 100 points that day, 80 points that day. He said, "Hey, I got my 10 points. I'm fine." That person will win in the long term because he's not allowing greed to mess with him psychologically, meaning things like reversals and things like him getting reversed on, and just overall poor market conditions, consolidations. That's not affecting him because he's being content with his profits and not trying to aim for more than he can. So that's what I learned today. I learned that taking profits is important and I have to be content with it. I have to be content with what I got. If I wanted to make 20 points that day and I only got out with 10 points, I can't be annoyed that the market went for 20 points and I only got out with 10. I gotta be happy and be like, okay, that's cool. I got my 10 points. I made money. I'm gonna walk away. I'm done. You know, be content with that. It's not a home run game, it's a long term game. And this is how you effectively journal. We started off with how was my trading, and we had our checklist: 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4. What did I do right today? Gave a brief summary of what I did right today. What I did wrong today, gave a brief summary of what I did, what I, did wrong and how I can improve, and what I probably, could have done better. And then last but not least, how did I make progress? What did I learn today from not only learn from what I did right and continue doing, but what I did wrong and how I can in the future avoid that. And that's what we put in our um, how we could have made progress today summary. And that is how we effectively journal. And last but not least, um, have pictures of your losing trades, have pictures of your winning trades, and have them in some type of folder on your computer. Have a picture of these because it's important to look back on your wins and look back on your losses and be like, okay, I won this day. Like I'll look back on this and be like, oh my God, like this was such a good win. It came back into this fair value gap. We had a liquidity pool. We had a fair value gap, a larger time frame PD array support level down here. It came back into this fair value gap. We had the short. We scaled in. Oh man, like this is bread and butter. Like this is my model. This is my setup. It's building that confidence. It's building that confidence. Seeing those winners builds that confidence in your strategy. It builds that confidence in your edge. Screenshot your wins and look over your wins, you know, dang near on a daily basis. I'll look over my wins every single day, building that confidence. Like, this stuff works, this works, this works. It's building that confidence. And even look at your losses. This trade went in profit, and then, I wanted to make a little bit more out of it. Instead of getting out for a 1-to-1, I wanted to make a little bit more out of it, and it ended up reversing on me. Looking at these losers, a lot of people will take a losing trade and they'll try to forget about it. They'll try to be like, I'll just come back to the market tomorrow, man. It doesn't even matter. No, like take a picture of those losers and look over it. I mean, like review it. How could you have done better? You could have locked in profits better. You knew to take the trade off. It didn't look like it was going to continue higher, but you wanted a little bit more money. Like you knew to take it off. So, learning from those losing trades, don't be fearful by the losses because that's going to mess you up. Don't try to remove them from your memory. If you took a loss, don't try to, remove them from your memory and try to forget about it. Like understand that you took a loss today and understand that, it's only gonna steer you in the right direction to being better as a trader. So take a picture of your wins and take a picture of your losses. And follow your trade journal. If you do have TradeZilla, um, you know, this is a great template. Um, if you don't, then you just, either can do it through a notepad app like this. Like I even did it with you guys, a notepad app, literally. I was trained like I did with a notepad app, or through a pen and paper, through a journal or a notebook that you guys have physically. So there's no excuse as to why you guys should not be journaling effectively. There's no excuse. If you guys are able to, put, a couple $100, a couple $1,000 into your trading accounts, then you guys should be willing to invest the additional, 10, $50 into a trading journal, to, better yourself as a trader. It's called a investment in yourself. You're investing in yourself. And that's pretty much gonna be it for the video. That's a video on effective journaling. Um, I'll talk base more about trading plans and price action gems, and even my puzzles and things like anger, fear, and greed, and how to overcome those later. I'm Markham.